Hey everyone! Welcome back to the Speak English podcast. I'm David, and I'm really excited you're here with us today.
And I'm Sarah. Thanks for tuning in. Today we have a really important topic, something that can totally change the way you communicate in English.
That's right. Have you ever spoken English and thought, I sound a little stiff? Not really like a native speaker? Trust me, you're not alone. And the good news is, it's something you can fix faster than you think.
Exactly. Here at Speak English Podcast, we give you real strategies to practice English every day so you can feel confident and sound more natural.
And today, we're diving deep into how to sound natural when speaking English. We'll show you simple techniques that will make a huge difference in the way you speak.
So if you're ready to take your English to the next level, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our amazing community. Let's get started.
When we talk about sounding natural in English, it doesn't mean using complicated vocabulary or trying to sound overly formal. It's about making your speech flow easily, just like when you have a relaxed conversation with a friend.
Exactly. Speaking naturally means you use common patterns, everyday expressions, and a rhythm that feels smooth and effortless. It's not about being perfect, it's about being real and making your English sound alive.
A big part of sounding natural is using connected speech. This means linking words together naturally. So instead of saying every word separately, you blend them in a way that native speakers do all the time without even thinking.
Also, when you sound natural, your tone goes up and down in a way that shows emotion and makes your speech more interesting. Native speakers often change their pitch slightly to show if they're excited, curious, doubtful, or making a point.
Another important point is the use of contractions. In natural spoken English, we usually say I'm instead of I am, or she's instead of she is. Learning to use contractions will instantly make your English sound more natural and less robotic.
And don't forget about the importance of using common phrases and expressions. Sometimes trying to build a sentence word by word sounds strange. Instead, using ready-to-go expressions makes you sound like you really know how people speak every day.
Speaking naturally also involves knowing when to pause. In natural conversation, people pause to think, to emphasize a point, or simply to breathe. Knowing where and how to pause will help your speech feel more real and less forced.
Another secret is understanding the rhythm of English. English has a kind of music. Some words are stressed more than others, and this pattern helps listeners understand you better. Paying attention to this can change your speaking dramatically.
Lastly, speaking naturally means being comfortable with informal language. Formal English has its place, but when chatting with friends, ordering coffee, or asking for help, natural and relaxed English is what you'll hear, and should use, too.
So remember, sounding natural is about relaxing, connecting words, using everyday expressions, varying your tone, and keeping a good rhythm. It's a set of habits you can develop with practice, and we'll show you exactly how to do it.
Now that you understand what it means to sound natural, let's take a look at how it actually works in real life. I'm going to say two versions of the same sentence, one more formal and the other one more natural, so you can really hear the difference.
First, listen carefully to the formal version. I am going to meet my friends at the restaurant later. Now, listen to the natural version. I'm going to meet my friends at the restaurant later. Hear how it flows more smoothly and sounds more relaxed?
Let's do another one. Formal version. I cannot believe that you've finished the project already. Now, the natural way. I can't believe you finished the project already. Notice how it's quicker, lighter, and just feels more like real conversation.
One more for you. Formal. Would you like to go to the movies this evening? Natural. Do you want to go to the movies tonight? You can hear how the natural version uses simpler words, contractions, and even replaces some words to sound more casual.
Pay attention to how the words connect, and the tone shifts slightly. Native speakers don't separate every word. Instead, they blend sounds together and adjust their voice naturally depending on the situation, making it easy to follow.
Another thing to notice is how natural English uses every day, simple words instead of complex or technical ones. For example, instead of saying purchase, most people just say buy. Instead of assistance, they say help. This keeps things natural.
Now, try repeating some of these natural sentences out loud. Don't focus on getting every word perfect at first. Focus on the rhythm, the tone, and the way the words connect. Practice is the real key here, and it gets easier the more you do it.
Listening is a big part of this practice too. When you hear native speakers, try to pick up on how they naturally shorten phrases and link ideas together. You'll start to hear these patterns everywhere once you start paying attention.
Also, don't be afraid to exaggerate a little when you practice. Stretch your tone, blend your words, and really imitate the flow. Over time, you'll find your own natural style, and speaking will feel much more automatic and enjoyable.
So that's a quick demonstration. Next, we're going to talk about the amazing benefits you'll experience when you start sounding more natural in English. Trust us, it's a game changer for your communication and confidence.
When you start sounding more natural in English, one of the first benefits you'll notice is that people will understand you more easily. Natural speech flows in a way that listeners expect, making conversations smoother and less confusing.
Another great benefit is that you'll feel more confident every time you speak. When your English sounds relaxed and natural, you stop worrying about every tiny mistake and start focusing on connecting with people and expressing your ideas clearly.
Sounding natural also helps you build stronger relationships. When you speak in a way that feels easy and familiar, people are more likely to open up to you, trust you, and want to continue conversations with you, whether socially or professionally.
Plus, using natural English will help you understand others better, too. Since everyday English is full of contractions, connected speech, and informal expressions, being comfortable with these patterns makes listening to movies, podcasts, and real conversations much easier.
Another huge advantage is that you'll start thinking in English more often. When you stop translating in your head and begin using natural patterns automatically, your mind shifts into English mode, making communication faster and more effortless.
Also, improving the natural flow of your speech can make you stand out positively in professional situations. Whether you're in a meeting, a presentation, or a casual chat at work, speaking naturally shows confidence, clarity, and strong communication skills.
A natural way of speaking can also reduce your speaking anxiety. When you know you sound good and people respond well, you feel less nervous, and conversations become something enjoyable instead of something stressful or scary.
You'll also notice that your pronunciation will improve almost automatically. As you practice linking words, adjusting your tone, and using rhythm naturally, your accent becomes clearer and easier for others to understand without much extra effort.
Another benefit is that it will open more opportunities for you, socially, academically, and professionally. Clear, natural communication is a skill that people everywhere value, and it can make a real difference in the opportunities that come your way.
Finally, sounding natural when you speak English helps you feel like you truly belong in conversations. Instead of feeling like an outsider, you become part of the flow, and that feeling of belonging is one of the most powerful motivators to keep improving.
The first step to practice sounding natural is to listen carefully to native English conversations. Pick a podcast, a TV show, or a YouTube video where people are speaking casually, and pay close attention to how they connect words and use expressions.
The second step is to choose short phrases or sentences you hear and repeat them out loud. Focus on matching the rhythm, the tone, and the connected speech as closely as possible. Don't worry if it's not perfect at first. It will get better with time.
The third step is to practice with a technique called shadowing. This means you listen to a native speaker and try to say the words at almost the same time, copying the way they blend sounds, stress certain words, and vary their tone naturally.
Next, record yourself while practicing. Listening to your own voice helps you notice small things you might not catch while speaking. Compare your recording to the original and make small adjustments to sound smoother and more natural each time.
Another important step is to focus on everyday phrases. Instead of only practicing full sentences, work on learning natural chunks like, "What's up? You know what I mean?" Or, "Let me think." These little expressions make your speaking sound much more real.
Step 6 is to practice speaking slowly at first. When you're learning new natural patterns, it's better to go slow and get it right than to rush and sound mechanical. As you get more comfortable, you can speed up and still keep the natural flow.
Step 7 is to practice thinking in English. Even when you're not speaking out loud, try forming natural phrases and mini conversations in your head using simple, everyday English. This will train your brain to use natural patterns automatically.
Another useful step is to practice speaking about topics you enjoy. When you're interested in what you're saying, it's easier to stay relaxed and use a natural tone. Talk about your favorite hobbies, your plans for the week, or even your dreams.
Step 9 is to use pause practice. Pick a short paragraph or a few sentences and practice saying them while adding natural pauses. This will help you develop a comfortable rhythm and teach you how real conversations have natural stops and starts.
And finally, practice every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Daily practice builds habits. The more often you listen, repeat, shadow, and speak naturally, the faster you'll see big improvements in the way you sound when speaking English.
One common mistake is trying to sound too perfect when you speak. Some learners focus so much on grammar rules and pronunciation that their speech becomes robotic. To sound natural, allow yourself to make small mistakes and focus more on the flow of conversation.
Another mistake is speaking too slowly and separating every word. In real conversations, native speakers connect their words together. If you pause between every word, your speech will sound unnatural. Practice blending words to create a smoother, more natural rhythm.
A third mistake is overusing formal expressions in casual situations. Saying things like, "I am unable to attend," sounds polite but stiff. In everyday conversation, it's much more natural to say something like, "I can't make it," or "I won't be able to go."
Some learners also try to translate every sentence from their native language into English. This often leads to awkward phrasing. Instead, focus on learning common English patterns and phrases directly, so you can think and speak naturally without translating.
Another big mistake is ignoring intonation and emotion. Speaking naturally isn't just about words, it's about how you say them. Without the right tone, even correct sentences can sound strange. Practice using rising and falling tones to sound more engaging.
A common mistake is rushing through sentences too fast without proper pauses. Natural English has a rhythm with small pauses that help listeners follow along. When you speak too quickly without breaks, you lose clarity. Practice pausing naturally while speaking.
Another issue is trying to sound like a textbook instead of a real person. Memorizing perfect sentences is good for grammar practice, but when speaking, it's better to use simpler, more flexible language that allows real conversations to flow easily.
Many learners also avoid contractions like I'm, your, and their because they fear sounding informal. But contractions are essential for sounding natural. Without them, your speech can sound stiff and overly formal. Practice using them confidently.
Some people also focus only on fancy vocabulary, thinking it will make them sound smarter. However, using too many complicated words can confuse your listener. Stick to clear, everyday words to make your message natural, relatable, and easy to understand.
Finally, one of the biggest mistakes is getting frustrated and giving up too soon. Sounding natural is a skill that takes time to develop. Stay patient, keep practicing a little every day, and celebrate small improvements. Over time, you'll see big results.
Today, we have a simple but powerful challenge for you. Choose a short video or podcast clip in English, no longer than 2 minutes. Listen to it carefully several times, and then try to shadow it. Speak along with it, matching the rhythm and tone as closely as you can.
After you shadow the clip a few times, record yourself doing it. Listening to your own recording will help you catch areas where you sound a little mechanical or choppy. Focus on improving just one small thing each time you practice, and you'll notice big progress.
Another part of the challenge is to pick 5 natural expressions you hear in the clip and practice using them in new sentences. For example, if you hear "sounds good," try using it in a few different situations until it feels easy and automatic when you speak.
Make this practice fun. Pretend you're the person speaking in the video. Act it out with energy, using your voice and emotions the same way they do. This helps you not only sound natural, but also feel more connected to the English language in a real and powerful way.
And here's an extra tip for the challenge. Don't aim for perfection. Instead, aim for feeling. Focus on how the words flow, how your voice rises and falls, and how naturally you can move from one idea to the next. Feeling comfortable is the real success here.
If you want to push yourself even more, try the mirror method. After shadowing and recording, speak freely for 1 or 2 minutes about any topic while pretending you're talking to a friend. Use the same natural rhythm and tone you practiced from the clip.
Another fun idea is to turn it into a game. Set a timer for 5 minutes and challenge yourself to use as many natural expressions as you can in a short story or casual talk. This keeps your practice focused, but also playful and motivating.
And remember, the key to this challenge is consistency. Even if you practice for just a few minutes each day, it's much more powerful than practicing for a long time only once a week. Little daily habits build up to big, natural changes over time.
You can also involve a friend or a speaking partner in this challenge. Share a clip with them and see who can mimic it more closely, or create a short dialogue using the expressions from the clip. Practicing together makes it even more fun and effective.
So, are you ready to take the challenge? Pick your clip today, start shadowing, record yourself, and have fun with it. We can't wait to hear about how your speaking becomes more natural, smooth, and confident with just a little focused practice each day.
Today, we talked about how to sound natural when speaking English. We shared techniques like listening carefully, practicing shadowing, focusing on rhythm and tone, and using real-life expressions. These small habits can make a big difference in your fluency over time.
We also discussed common mistakes that can make your English sound less natural and showed you step-by-step how to practice every day. Plus, we gave you a fun challenge to help you use these tips and start seeing real progress in the way you speak English.
Now, we want to hear from you. Have you ever had a situation where you felt your English sounded a little robotic or too formal? What helped you improve? Share your experience in the comments. Your story can inspire and help others in our community.
And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, it shows you are serious about improving your English fluency. So please write the word natural in the comments. It's a small way for us to celebrate your commitment and your progress together.
Don't forget to subscribe to Speak English Podcast if you haven't already. We're here every week with tips, practice ideas, and encouragement to help you speak English with more confidence and ease. Your journey is important, and we're proud to be part of it.
And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps more people find our podcast and join this amazing community of English learners from all around the world. Thank you so much for being here with us today. See you in the next episode.